Hello everyone! To begin your fall forest drawing, we're going to draw three things. First, determine where the horizon line is. You could freehand draw this, or if you would like, you could use a ruler. Next, along the horizon line, determine where the vanishing point is. Remember, this is the point where all the lines are going to converge. Next, we're going to create our path. The path could be straight lines or it could be a curved line, but we're going to draw the path showing perspective. So the path should get wider as it goes towards the bottom of the page. On the back of this, I'm going to show the straight example just so you can see how that one works as well. So same steps, I'm just drawing my horizon line and my vanishing point, and then I can use a ruler and draw straight lines. These are going to be in the shape of a triangle. So the road is wider towards the bottom of the page and it's disappearing towards the vanishing point. I'm going to continue with this example. So the next step for today is to color the sky. Now you'll want to determine what time of day or what the weather is, and we're going to be blending some analogous colors. Analogous colors are colors that are next to each other on the color wheel. Using our peeled oil pastels, you might have to remove the wrapper. Choose 2 or 3 analogous colors for your sky color. And then you're going to begin by using them sideways so that you're getting that textured look. And when we blend, we are overlapping. So I'm using the lighter shade and the darker shade, and they're overlapping in the middle, and you can kind of vary the pressure to try to get them to blend seamlessly. This is the last step for today, so make sure your name is on the back and turn it into your teacher. Welcome back. For the steps we're doing today, we are going to paint the tree area. So for this step, you'll need a round paintbrush, a ruler, and you need to locate the vanishing point so that we can create our diagonal line areas. So I'm going to zoom in here, and you're going to go above the vanishing point. So you can see I kind of went an inch up. And from that point to the corner of the paper, I'm drawing a diagonal line. And I'm going to do it on the other side of the paper. It doesn't have to match up with the corner, but it does need to make a V shape on the top. After you do the 2 top lines, you're going to do the same on the bottom. So basically we're creating either a really large X or 2 triangle areas, depending upon how you want to look at it. These areas are the areas you're painting in. This is the tree area. The area over here is going to be the grass or the ground, and the area in between is the road. I know it's a lot of lines, it looks a little confusing. Now, so I can see it better, I'm going to trace these with a yellow, and you can really see now we got this big yellow X. I'm going to be dabbing the colors. So dabbing motion is an up and down. You're kind of bouncing the brush, but you're not doing it hard enough that you are smashing the brush. Notice I'm not putting the yellow everywhere. I'm kind of putting it in clusters or groupings. And so I'm going to work one color at a time, washing and drying my brush in between, and then I'll choose another color. Everything in your tray are going to be colors that would be appropriate for fall trees. So we have some pinks and reds, different shades of oranges, yellows, and greens. You can decide how many of the colors you want to use. Maybe you want to use all 6 tree colors, or maybe you just want to pick 3. We're working this all at the same time, so as you're kind of bouncing your brush, and the colors are going to start to blend a little bit. Because while the paint is wet, your colors are going to mix a little bit. So this kind of helps create that fall vibe feel. If you notice, there's a tiny bit of sky showing underneath my fall forest. That is going to get covered up by the house, so let's not worry about that for now. After you're done with the tree line, we're going to paint in the sides of the road. So this is like the ground that the trees are growing out of. You could decide that it's green grass, or it's mud, or maybe it's just a bunch of dry dead leaves, so that's kind of giving off a different color. I'm going to just paint the area in, and notice right now I'm using smooth strokes because I'm trying to fill it in. And then I'm going to go back. I'm adding some black towards the back of it to try to create a little bit of darkness and depth back here. And now I'm switching back to that dabbing motion, bouncing my brush a little bit to kind of create that textured paintbrush feel. After I've gone through the whole thing, I'm going back in with some of my leaf colors, and I'm making it look like there's little pops of leaf colors that have fallen against the side of the ground. Next, you can paint the path. So this could be a road, railroad tracks, sidewalk, walking trail, however you want it to be. Notice the black is a little see-through because it's tempera. If you do want like a true black, we do have acrylic. But I'm kind of mixing a black and brown blend and trying to make a little bit more shadows. You can see I'm using my paintbrush in different directions to create different designs and textures on my paper. Next up, we're going to work on the trees. Using a black, brown, or white oil pastel, begin by just drawing the lines of where the tree trunks are going to go. Remember that the tree trunks are going to start at the forest floor and reach up into the leafy area. They should be shorter as they're headed to the back of the road or the center of the paper. And then the ones on the sides are going to be your tallest trees because those are the ones closest to us. These lines should be vertical, completely straight up and down, not leaning in any sort of way. After you've drawn the trunks, you can go back then, thicken things out, and begin to add branches. The trees that are closest to you should have the thickest trunks, and you're going to see the most detail. To draw branches, you're drawing a vertical line off the trunk and then adding more branched lines that look like forks or fingers. They should stop in the leafy area. After you get that, you can go back to thickening tree trunks. I'm taking a brown and kind of blending some brown in with my black so that way it's not true black. It has a little bit of color in it. If you wanted to make birch trees, you could do white trees with black details. After you're done with your forest, our last step is to add cast shadows. So I'm going to choose that the sun is coming from the left side. So the left side of the trees are casting a shadow. Notice these are completely horizontal, flat lines, and they're touching the bottom of the tree and reaching across the road. The shadows that are towards the back should be kind of faded, and the shadows towards the front might be a little bit darker. Feel free to use your finger to smooth and blend those. The last step is we're going to create a house that's going to fill in that hole in the back of it. Your house could be anything you want. It could be your personal house. It could be an abandoned house. It could be a business if you would like. We're going to use scraps of painted paper, and you want to create the building plus the roof, and it should kind of fit in the back. Your building shouldn't be ginormous. It should be small so it can kind of tuck back in there and still fall well below the tree line. Add in details like doors and windows, and we're using a glue bottle to glue everything together. So if you would like, after that, you could take a Sharpie or a marker and add additional details, although you do not have to. Make sure you're gluing things solidly so nothing is going to fall off at a later point.